Alright, well welcome back everybody. My name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life, and today is an episode that we've probably all been waiting on for well over a week, and that is that we are going to finish up this tongue and groove pine ceiling. Now if y'all watched the last episode, we had to strip down and get a lot of stains and damage out of the remaining tongue and groove pine, polycoat that, and we went ahead and started painting trim. Have a lot there. We made custom pine trim to trim around the edges of the ceiling, as well as some black trim to trim out the edge of these cut boards right here where they will meet up against this truss. So we have a lot of work to do. I don't know what all we're going to get into in this episode, but for sure we're going to finish this section of ceiling, and I have a special way I'm going to cap the peak. A lot of people have been asking about that. We'll have to rip some boards down, and then we'll just take off after that, most likely move on to trimming out the trusses. Ultimate goal is I want to get the last light in, and I want to work toward hanging a fan. I'm so excited to have a fan in here. Let's get to work. Wow, what a bow. All right, well, I was just recording the installation of my cap piece here, and I realized my GoPro froze up on me. So, just gonna show y'all what I ultimately decided to do. A lot of people requested building a fake center beam, all kinds of stuff. I went to Lowe's, bought some standard 1x6s, sanded them down, polycoated them, and just capped this with a 1x6. I was gonna cut and bevel the edges and slip it up in there nicely, but as you can see, I just left it with squared off edges because this is at such a steep angle and degree here. It's like 72 degrees. I don't have anything that could cut that steep of an angle to cap this. But I am shocked at how good this looks. Especially from down on the floor. You can't even tell that it's squared off. It blends in so well. Check this out. All right, so now if you look up there, on this side there is a slight shadow. You can see where it's squared off, but you've really got to look for it. And then if you come on this side, it's gone. You can't even tell there is a center cap up there. It looks like tongue and groove meets perfectly. I am shocked at how good that looks. So I was back and forth if I was going to paint that center section black. I had a viewer recommend that, Mr. Donald. sounded like a really good idea. What concerned me was there's no black over here, so you'd have a black strip that's ending on a green wall, but I think it would have looked really good in between trusses. And had I have had a black truss over here and here, I probably would did a black center section. But I'm very happy with that. All right, so one issue I've been trying to figure out how to deal with is these nasty inconsistencies where the wood meets the truss. If you look down, they just do this. Now, I probably could have taken a lot of extra time and cut the wood perfect, but that's not the point. If you're down on the floor and looking from this side at this angle, you see a big wooden edge, and that doesn't look good up here in a black beam. If you look way in there, you can also see the wood of the furring strip. So I was trying to think about how to decorate that up, trim it out, and make it look nice. This side will be much easier. This open side of the angle iron is more difficult. So here's my idea. So what I did is I took this outside corner molding, painted it black. You'll see me do that in another episode. And I made it to where I'll have to do some trimming. I can slide it up in there, hide the back side of that exposed wood, and give a nice finished edge out here that from 16 feet down to the floor just looks like it's all part of the truss and it's trimmed out nice and black. So I've got to do a tiny little bit of trimming in a few areas, actually quite a few areas, to make all this fit because, well, I made things a little too tight. That looks so good. All right, so now check that out. You've got this nice, beautiful, seamless black line and these few little nail holes right here that's showing the white PVC underneath. I'm still gonna come back and touch up paint this entire truss, so I'll just touch those up. But here's the cool part. When you come around to this side, look at how finished that looks up in there now. And you gotta imagine if you're way down here, now you can't see the exposed edges of any of that wood, and you just have a dark cavity. It looks like it's made that way from factory. So I just had another one of those hey dummy moments. Sharpie to patch nail holes and clean up ends like this. Duh. Now on this side of the truss, because it's actually meeting the truss itself, there's not a big hollow cavity, I'm not gonna have to do the outside corner molding. I can just do straight stripping right here. And that's what I have up here with me. These are the wood strips that I cut and painted black. So let's install a few of these and see how it looks. All right, very simple, quick, and effective. Gives you a nice clean line. So clean line over here, clean line over there. All right, and just like that, we are complete. So the ceiling is 100%. We've got wood trim going everywhere. I think that turned out excellent. All the trusses are trimmed in with nice sharp edges, no gaps, no wood. You know, no cut in showing. It looks great. So here's the upper section, much easier to see. It appears just to be one piece, but there's just a black hollow cavity. I even went ahead and filled some trim up in there. So everything looks nice and clean now. All right, well, that wraps this episode up. Next episode, we're gonna start painting and cleaning up all these trusses. We're gonna cut out some unnecessary hardware and brackets. And then, like I said, get everything painted up, looking good. Then ultimately mount a fan over there. So we're plugging along. The living room is almost knocked out. Catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.